Compared to recent weeks, this upcoming week is actually pretty massive within Black Ops 4, and we're actually doing our Things to Look Out For series as of today, Sunday, not necessarily our normal Monday slot because, well, it actually starts tomorrow. The Things to Look Out For will kick off tomorrow around 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time or 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I believe that is 6 or 7 p.m. GMT. But regardless, we're gonna be talking about 10 things here in this video to look out for that are pretty large. So let's just jump into it. Starting tomorrow, which is kind of strange because we don't normally get a lot of stuff debuted on a Monday, we're gonna end up seeing Treyarch hosting a live stream for the upcoming DLC and also the updates regarding Blackout as well as MP on top of the Zombies map that we already know is going to be coming on Tuesday. So Treyarch announced this over on their Twitter, in which they mentioned they're going to be showcasing uncut Ancient Evil gameplay for DLC 2 Zombies. There's also going to be new Zombies video premieres. We don't exactly know what that means. It might deal along with the lines of community videos and any creators that may or may not have gone out to Treyarch for that. They end up showcasing that we'll see bare bones MP gameplay detailed finally, which is something I'm sure we're all excited for. There's going to be previews of the new Blackout updates, League Play updates, and more is described. So there's definitely a lot on deck for this presumably 1 hour time slot, maybe a little longer, live stream hosted by Treyarch as of tomorrow. I'm hoping for a little bit more discussion on those features that we were told of, but haven't heard anything much of since. And one big one that I'm hoping for, at least in the community's sake, is that of leaderboards, because David Vonderhaar mentioned this earlier last week, but we haven't seen any resolution on that or anything introducing those leaderboards and combat records to the game just yet. Personally, I'm not even directly affected by this kind of stuff, but I'd love to see that transparency continue to grow. I definitely think that there can still be another level or two even above that in which transparency with the community is absolutely key. But regardless, that's tomorrow, Monday, kicking off the week at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and that'll jump us into what is then inevitably Tuesday, where all the big stuff will happen, where we're gonna see pretty much the majority of these items added in which we'll firstly see update 1.16 added into Black Ops 4. This is gonna be a title update for this entire sequence of events, adding in pretty much everything that we'll talk about here in this video, but you're actually going to need to download it. Unlike the bug fix-centric update 1.15, I'd expect this one to be larger, probably around another 10 gigabytes. That seems like the recent updates have been on par with that number, so not a horrible guess. Might be a little lower, might be a little more, but bear that in mind if you're a player, especially if you have some slower internet. And that's honestly one thing that I wish we could end up doing, is preloading these updates, similar to just preloading the game, so we can experience everything as of maybe say a time-gated release and not have to worry about spending half the day downloading and copying the update. That's the first thing on Tuesday to look out for. Then after that, it's going to be the conclusion of Shamrock and Awe. As of that update, things are going to go away. Definitely that bundle of the Luck of the Irish, previously known as the Shamrock and Awe bundle, and possibly other things like the stashes for paint cans and Blackout. Really hoping that one will stay around because I think that's a great way to boost up people's paint cans. But the other things like the leprechauns and the Easter eggs and Blackout for extra loot, the zombie stuff that is going to be changing out, and then the MP side as well will no longer have St. Patrick's Day stockpile for Xbox One and PC, assuming it follows the same pattern as PlayStation 4 with a 1-week themed mode as of that, and then changing out to regular stockpile. Though it's definitely possible that we end up seeing that bare bones is across the board for everybody, but we'll have to see just in time here with this if the Xbox One and PC really only got 1 week of Shamrock and Awe. But I digress. At least on the lead-off side, we're going to be seeing the conclusion of Shamrock and Awe. With things going away and setting the stage for update 1.16, the next thing to talk about is the additions that will be happening. Let's start on the zombies front because that's probably the lead off and the biggest part that's marketed here out of this update. But update 1.16 will bring along with it Ancient Evil, the conclusion to the Chaos Story Zombies arc within Black Ops 4. Players will be taken to the underground city of Delphi in ancient Greece, in which they're tasked with finding Scarlet's father, Alistair Rhodes, as well as seemingly setting him and as well the Oracle free through a series of events that in Ancient Evil will unfold, presumably by that Easter egg, and we may end up getting resolution or maybe just another cliffhanger that again leads us into the proverbial Black Ops 5, and if they end up picking up in the next title by Treyarch. But regardless, this is one that is going to be added in for all you Zombies fans out there. It looks pretty awesome to me. I know that I haven't invested as much time in Black Ops 4 Zombies as I have in any of the other past iterations of the Zombies mode, but it definitely has me intrigued, definitely gonna be jumping on and trying this out for myself a little bit once it drops on Tuesday, so certainly excited for all of that as well. But regardless, that will be available as of Tuesday and update 1.16 as well. But it's not the only thing we'll be getting for zombies, because based off a teaser from Treyarch's new profile picture, it seems like we'll be ending up getting a brand new perk as well. So we ended up seeing one introduced with Operation Grand Heist whenever the entire season kicked off there, but it seems like a secondary one is added in halfway through this, and maybe we'll end up seeing on that new rotation of every couple of weeks we get a new perk added in the sense of Operation Start, Operation Middle, Operation Start, Operation Middle, and so on and so forth, to kind of keep more things constantly flowing into zombies, while maps themselves are a little more staggered because there's not as many over the course of the year to present, and also they take more time in development than that of just MP maps because of how much has to go into Easter eggs and so on and so forth. So that might be a little bit of a way to compensate and to give players a little bit more consistently new things and additions, and while it might not be much, it is something that at least in this case we'll see that secondary one added in on Tuesday as well, though we don't have any idea at the moment what it could actually be. Switching gears from the zombies front, let's jump over to MP. I'm sure that a lot of you guys are curious to know if there's going to be anything coming on Tuesday for MP players. But my guess is definitely that we'll be getting that new content stream for multiplayer. 15 to 20 new items in a stream with what I would imagine is that Mini 14 sniper rifle as that max tier reward. We haven't heard much of any word on the demo hammer, but as of recent data mined files in the game, the Mini 14 even has new HUD icons in zombies, further hinting at that is ready to go in this upcoming update. So definitely I would expect the Mini 14 to be associated with a content stream of some sorts within this update, but as for the demo hammer, I'm not entirely sure. Maybe that one is withheld a little bit and then offered as some sort of triple play bundle or something like that in the shop, like how we saw the sleigh bells mixed in with the Great Lion SOG 9mm variant, and we talked about there are multiple Mark II variants added into the game files as well, so maybe those are bundled together later on down the line, because with what we talked about yesterday, there's about a month time between this update and when we'll see the next event start, where it could be potentially a dry period for Black Ops 4 and content. So maybe that's added in to kind of string players along and not have as much time go by with absolutely nothing. But I guess we'll see. Regardless, I would definitely expect along the lines of 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I believe that's 6 p.m. GMT, a new content stream to pop up within Black Ops 4's MP portion, in which it brings us at least one new weapon, maybe some cool camos and things like that. But regardless, the next thing up on deck for MP is definitely that Bare Bones playlist coming at some point during the week. I would imagine it's Tuesday, in which we see that playlist refresh normally happen, but I guess it could be withheld until the weekend. I'm going to stick to my guns in thinking that it is Tuesday, but that was finally confirmed. We'll be seeing that as of the upcoming update by Treyarch, and they're going to be previewing it again even as of tomorrow. So how it works exactly, we don't know entirely. It seems very easy to think about that you just take out specialists and it's just regular soldier gameplay, but they mentioned to the group of people I was with whenever I was out at Treyarch for Operation Grand Heist little preview event that when they were working on this, it really wasn't as simple as just that, and there's going to be some things that are different than just simply turning off everything in a private match selection kind of, but we'll see how that works out as of tomorrow, and then again, it should be playable on Tuesday is my guess. Third and final major portion of the game to talk about is that of Blackout, to which the eighth thing here up on this list we'll talk about is the new Blackout point of interest. Again, nothing is confirmed as of recording this right now, but it seems like all indications point towards Alcatraz Island, or Blood of the Dead, Mob of the Dead, however you want to refer to it, as making its way over into the Blackout map. This was initially a teaser that we saw all the way back in the Operation Grand Heist trailer. The very tail end of that, we ended up seeing a couple of different frames where players dropped into a nighttime map, which we'll talk about in just a second, and also one that looked like parachutes dropping into Alcatraz Island. This also was further confirmed by upcoming Blackout editions announced as of that Treyarch tweet from Friday, in which they talked about the live stream coming up, so we'll probably have a preview of that as of tomorrow as well. And I'm certainly looking forward to this. I am definitely looking forward to a brand new POI. Ghost Town is a lot of fun, but I think that if we continuously add more things in on a more frequent basis, it's definitely awesome. So Ghost Town kind of being that first half of the event, Alcatraz potentially being that second half of the event, I'm looking forward to it. But expect that to go live as well. And again, talking about nighttime, the ninth thing to discuss here is that of the map turning to the night as of this update. It seems like if you've paid attention to it a little bit, we've had that sort of progression of the sun setting over the past two events. With the fall and winter foliage added in that map, we saw the sun pretty much as high in the sky as it possibly could be. With this spring update, we see it as a sort of dusk where it's a setting sun, and then it'll roll right over into this nighttime map. So it's progressively been something hinted at for quite some time. We just didn't have the pieces of the puzzle to really see where it would go, but I'm curious to see how this plays out if it does exactly how we think. Will there be things like streetlights added in? Will there be usable headlights on vehicles? Will the flashy camos and uniforms actually be something that truly hurts the ability to progress in the game come this update? We'll have to see, but I'm definitely looking forward to a big change up like this. I'm always excited for something like this that could potentially shake up the way the game plays, adds a little more pizzazz to it, but certainly excited to see how this all happens. And the final thing we'll talk about here in this video is possibly new Blackout characters. Now, this is something that is a little bit more conjecture or speculation than the other things, but we saw as of recently that there are more files for Misty added into the game, who presumably is going to be in special orders. David Mason is in the game as well in his game files and has even associated with him a quest line of some sorts to end up completing that character via challenge. There's the possibility for the Ancient Evil version of the Chaos Story crew to end up being added in as well. So there's a lot of stuff on deck that could work out like this, and with multiple things being added into the game files as of that 1.15 update, which we thought was just for bug fixes, kind of points to some additions coming in the way of new characters rather soon. So who's to say it's not Tuesday? That said, that is 10 things here in Black Ops 4 to look out for this week. A big week ahead, especially compared to recent weeks, and so I'm certainly looking forward to it. Hopefully you guys are as well. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Is there anything in particular out of this list of 10 things that you guys are definitely looking forward to? Some clarity maybe from that Treyarch live stream, the new event within Blackout, the new map and zombies, the new content stream in MP, whatever it is, feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and hopefully enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to drop a like down below, and of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Black Ops 4, MP, Blackout, Zombies. We got you covered the best of updates, news, information, tips, tricks, all that good stuff. So if anything interests you, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing. If you guys also want to follow me over on Twitter and Instagram, there's the best place to get connected to me outside of YouTube. Practically live on both those. So if you guys want to strike up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever it may be, that link is down there in the description below. Well, that's it now. Thank you guys all so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.